Greetings and salutations, this is Brian from Mechbladestudios. We're headed back to Netflix today as we talk about the talk of the anime community these days, a show called Aggretsuko. It's a show based on a series of shorts based on a character designed by Sanrio, the creators of Hello Kitty. These shorts ran from April 2nd, 2016 to March 18th, 2018 and were about an anthropomorphic red panda named Aggretsuko as she works in accounting and deals with her annoying co-workers. Every time her annoyance reached a boiling point, metal music would start playing in the background as she starts screaming in unbridled rage. In December 2017, it was announced that this premise was going to be adapted into a Netflix ONA, which was released on April 20th, 2018. The ONA's premise is the same as the shorts. Aggretsuko, 25, single, Scorpio, blood type A, works in a soul-destroyingly awful accounting department, is surrounded by annoying co-workers, with a few exceptions, and is constantly antagonized by her chauvinistic boss, Mr. Tone, and lets her emotions out at the end of the day with a beer and screaming her head off at the karaoke place. While the episodes have their once-per-episode quirks, the show isn't nearly as formulaic as the shorts. There is something resembling an overarching plot, mostly following Aggretsuko trying to overcome her more introverted tendencies. She even falls in love at some point. See, all the plots in each episode are predictable, but Aggretsuko managed to overcome this weakness with how certain premises are handled rather than having entirely unique premises. I won't spoil all of the dating arc because it's really well done, but I'll just say this about the start of it. It's one of the most accurate depictions of dating I've ever seen, in that neither party has any clue what to do. Also, the episodes are rather short. Aggretsuko herself is a fairly vanilla female protagonist, but this is likely intentional seeing as she's a pure audience point of view character. She's designed to be relatable. Everyone has had to deal with a crappy cubicle job or had an evil boss or annoying coworkers at least once in their lives. And while maybe not everyone vents their emotions like she does, they all bottle it up until the day is over to do so. Also, come on, there's probably a good chunk of people that do vent that way. So in her simplicity, she actually works as a character given that the theme of the whole show is relatability. Aggretsuko is you. You've had love turn you stupid. You've been antagonized by an authority figure at least once. You've had co-workers mean well but just end up annoying you to death. And you've been nervous around people higher up in the food chain that you just discover are perfectly normal people once you get to know them. She has enough personality to have a presence in the show, and she's the one that develops the most, but it's just enough to be invested in what happens to her, but just little enough that you can put yourself in her shoes. Tone has a surprising amount of depth. He's sadistic because when he was younger, he suffered similar or worse circumstances at his job, but that resulted in good efficiency. He even admits that the way he runs things is probably the worst it could ever get nowadays. He actually spilled all this to Aggretsuko, while drunk but still, demonstrating that even the most obnoxiously antagonistic asshole is still a person. He's not an idiot either. He does lightning-fast calculations with a damn abacus. In terms of true main characters, that's about it, but I'll quickly go through the others in terms of those people you've seen. Feneko is that friend that you have that knows exactly what you're thinking just by reading your body language and such. Also, her laugh is hilarious. Haida is that other friend who clearly has a crush on his friend but has no idea how to go about confessing that to her. Kabai is that one co-worker that means well but is just insufferably loud and annoying. Her voice acting is spot on.
What's up? You got this look on your face like life is great!
Tsunoda is that one chick at work that sucks up to the boss while being completely aware they're doing so, but it's for the greater good. Komiya is that one guy at work that sucks up to the boss while honestly admiring every single thing he does. Washimi is that secretary bird, God the Japanese love their puns, who looks unapproachable but is very nice when you get to know her. She has connections that help you out. Gori is that chick who looks unapproachable but is just as awkward as you when you get to know her. Tsubone is that immediate superior that is a straight sadist, sometimes more so than the boss. The show does a great job at making these characters feel like they could actually exist if they weren't anthropomorphic animals. The animation is obviously similar to Hello Kitty, but actually reminds me of old webtoons like Homestar Runner and Happy Tree Friends. Aggretsuko doesn't ever go as far as the latter in terms of adult material though. There's beer and some swearing, but that's about it. The faces are fantastic, though Tsubone's mouth movements, or lack thereof most of the time, are sort of distracting. The animation does the cutesy normal moments and the metal scenes very well. The style's not for everyone, and I admit I wasn't used to it at first, but it works for what the show's trying to do. The soundtrack, like Aggretsuko's personality, is split in two. Most of the time it's mild-mannered and just trying to accompany scenes, but when it's time for rage, hell yes. Interestingly, in both the sub and the dub, Aggretsuko's voice actor changes, and in both versions, a male does the metal bits. I don't know, I think Erica Mendez probably could have pulled it off. She was Ryuko Matoi for crying out loud. Speaking of the sub and dub, they both work fine, though I think the dub works better for Westerners. Actually, if it weren't for signs, specific food, yen, and karaoke, it's easy to forget that this takes place in Japan. That's how applicable this show is to people's lives. Overall, I give Aggretsuko a 9 out of 10. This is a great show that says a lot about human interactions without having humans in it at all. The only reason it doesn't get the golden 10 is the occasional animation issue. The humor is solid, the characters are likable or effectively unlikable, and I admit, the metal stuff gave it an extra point for me. It's a Netflix exclusive, and I'd absolutely love to see a season 2. There are hundreds of shorts, so obviously fan work's made a premise with some longevity. Definitely check this one out. That's it for me for now. What do you guys think? Have you seen Aggretsuko? How close is your workplace to Aggretsuko's workplace? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, leave a like and subscribe for weekly reviews of anime, video games, and movies. Also click that bell icon so you know exactly when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. This is Brian from Mechbladestudios, signing off.